What's up, everybody? Welcome back for the next race. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting one. So I'm going to be racing this car for the first time. It is the Toyota Alphard Executive Lounge. And I'm not going to lie, when they released the initial trailer for these new cars that they were releasing with this update, when I saw this one in particular, my initial reaction was, what the fuck is that? That was my initial reaction to seeing this vehicle. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So naturally, I have to try this thing out. Basically, from what I can tell, it looks like an extremely souped up minivan. But this thing has almost 300 horsepower, which is fucking crazy. Like, it's a fucking minivan with almost 300 horsepower. This thing's kind of a beast. Like, it's huge. It's basically like a huge minivan with fucking almost 300 horsepower. Fucking kind of ridiculous looking, but kind of great in its own way. If nothing else, it's certainly a unique vehicle. I sure as hell haven't seen anything like this, so yeah. Although I will say it does kind of remind me of like some of the minivans you see people driving or see characters driving like anime and shit. Because I watch a lot of anime. In case you guys couldn't tell, I'm basically like your stereotypical loser who sits around doing nothing useful. I'm basically, if I didn't work 2 jobs, I'd basically be a completely lazy bum. I'm going to be totally honest. But that's the lifestyle I enjoy, so you know what? People want to dunk on me for that, let them dunk on me for that. I don't give a fuck. But, I mean, I do actually work 2 jobs, so, you know. Not a completely lazy bum, just mostly. But anyway, yeah, no, that's kind of what this thing reminds me of, is like some of the minivans you see characters drive in like anime and shit like that. So, yeah, obviously Toyota being a Japanese car brand makes sense. So, but yeah, that's kind of what this thing reminds me of, is like some of the vans you see characters drive in animes and shit. Particularly like slice of life animes and shit like that. This also kind of reminds me of, like, because I know one of the characters in a game that I played recently called Judgment. I think, who the fuck was it? Character named Sugiura had a van that kind of reminds me of this one. So, yeah. But either way, very unique vehicle. So, I always like to race unique vehicles. This one is not my favorite as far as looks are concerned, if I'm being totally honest. But it is sure as hell a unique vehicle. That's for damn sure. So, it's got almost 300 horsepower, so yeah, looking forward to taking this thing to the streets of Tokyo, seeing what we can do. So let's do it, folks. Let's get this fucking show on the road. Look at this fucking monstrosity. Look at this fucking thing. I can't even see the fucking car in front of me. Holy shit. It's almost like a futuristic-looking minivan. This thing's got almost twice as much horsepower as my real-life car. That's fucking depressing. So honestly, my real-life car is much cooler looking than this thing, in my opinion. Trying to be careful, because I can't even see the fucking car in front of me, and this is such a fucking narrow track. Like, I'm trying to avoid, you know, I try to race clean. But shit, I might have to get a little dirty at some point. This thing actually does seem like it's getting a little bit loose, which I mean does make sense. I mean, it is a pretty big ass vehicle. Plus, honestly, I'm just kind of thrown off by how fucking just this thing's kind of ridiculous, but it's also kind of great. All right, let's see if I can get around this guy. Shit, I've been playing it a little too safe so far this race. trying not to bump into these guys. I can kind of see them like through the back windshield. I can kind of see them. I'm trying to race these motherfuckers cleanly. I want to get around them cleanly, but sometimes... Oh shit, there ain't no way to do that. Oh shit! Motherfucker. How many octaves did my voice just go up? Yeah, I mean, for a big-ass vehicle, this thing's got a fair amount of speed. I mean, to be fair, it does have a lot of horsepower, but again, it's a bigger vehicle. So this is kind of the same reason why trucks, despite having a lot of horsepower, don't necessarily have a lot of speed. Because, yeah, they may have a lot of horsepower, but they're also bigger vehicles, so it takes more horsepower to move them. Plus, with them being bigger vehicles, they're not always necessarily the most aerodynamic either. And aerodynamicy does definitely play a role in speed, for sure. Because people often forget that the air is like an actual physical thing that you have to move through. It's just we're so used to living in it that we forget about that. I guess it's kind of similar to how fish must feel in the ocean. They're just so used to the water that they're just like, yeah, whatever. Don't really even notice that they're living inside of a physical thing. But yeah, I mean, the air is a physical thing. We often forget that, but yeah. This fucking vehicle is ridiculous. Again, it's fucking ridiculous, but it's just fucking fantastic at the same time. Fantastic yet ridiculous. Shit, I was gonna try to undercut him there on the turn. Guess I didn't drive it in hard enough. That's what she said. Alright, anyway. Now that we have that immaturity out of the way, let's see if I can get this motherfucker. Shit, I can't even hardly see the fucking track because this thing is so big and this track is so fucking narrow. Son of a... No, fuck you. You bitch-ass motherfucker. Fuck you. Fucking shitbag. Alright, may have to Ross Chastain this shit. Oh, nice. I actually got through there without fucking having to wall ride. Alright. Cool, cool. Got a little rough with that guy there. Alright. Very nice. Look at that fucking monstrosity. Fucking ridiculous looking vehicle. But again, at the same time, it's fucking ridiculous, but it's kind of great at the same time. Utterly ridiculous, yet fantastic at the same time, because it's just so freaking ridiculous. That fucking monstrosity of a minivan. Fucking fantastic, I love it. It's kind of like a futuristic looking minivan, though. An extremely souped up futuristic looking minivan. Yeah, I kind of had to get used to that shit at first because it was kind of hard to see the track. Kind of had to look at the track sometimes through the back windshield of the car because, again, this is a very narrow track. They don't give you a lot of room to fuck with here, so yeah, I kind of had to be careful. But yeah, if nothing else, certainly a unique vehicle, that's for damn sure. So I give props to the Gran Turismo people for adding a unique vehicle in. I always like it when they add unique vehicles. I mean, there's a lot of unique vehicles in this game for sure, but definitely nothing like that. That's for sure. $300 fucking horsepower on that shit. Just ridiculous. That thing is an absolute fucking monstrosity, and I love it. Fucking great. Definitely looking forward to doing some more races with that fucking thing. For sure. Just because of how fucking just ridiculous it is. Fucking ridiculous, but also fantastic. I love it. Fucking love it. Never thought I'd see any kind of minivan in this game. Fucking great. Yeah, I definitely fought with that BMW, that's for sure. Like, I'm not going to give this lead away easily. I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to rough your ass up if I have to. Got a big-ass, souped-up motherfucking minivan, and I'm not afraid to use it, bitch. But still came out on top. Fucking ridiculous. I love it. Alright, well, guys, that'll do it for that one. Peace out.